There we go. We want to welcome everybody here. Just in time, we got the music going.
That's what I was thinking. Wow, you keep that just right.
Cue the music. It just went live, Rob. There we go. And look at that. He's taking his phone call instead of turning it off and listening. Jeez, we should just go call. How are you guys doing? Dan, you look like you're like lighter, happier. Something about you is radiating. You got a patent approved.
Yeah, you have a
Something big happening.
He must have made a big sale.
Yeah, awesome. Do you want that?
I forgot about you. Hang on. There we go. We're back on. That was embarrassing.
What did you do?
I don't know what I did. No, I had it. I had YouTube loaded. It started playing when we went live, so I had to turn them off. It was like my own computer. So did something good happen in your world?
Oh, no, I just been talking to aluminum anodizing manufacturing and stuff like that today, and it's moving along. It's going good.
It's expressing itself
Yeah.
all over your aura. It's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I don't know what that's all about, but today's topic is using your influence to market yourself, connect with others, and get what you want. So maybe we'll have to hear from you on what you're doing. Because something is obviously working. So I want to welcome everyone here to National IBD Training, especially for those that are online. There's actually some brand new people that are watching online. So thank you for tuning in. I got a text from them. They're like, how do I get the link? So hopefully you've refreshed your screen and you're streaming live too. And first, Laurel Lingmeyer event. Who was at the Laurel Lingmeyer event over the weekend, over the last week? A couple of you? How was it?
Well, it was awesome.
It was awesome?
Yeah, it was totally eye-opening. And so if you want some more details as far as like personal breakthrough kind of stuff, like one thing that Laurel started out saying is just like money's everywhere. You just don't know how to tap into it yet. It's like after being there for 3 days, it's like, wow, it's starting to see that there really is money everywhere. And, you know, still trying to figure out how to tap into it, but now I know it's there at least.
What about you, Carl?
Well, not a good example of that particular event. The big emphasis that they had was on having a service or a product to sell that would be your cash machine to begin providing cash flow and then funding your investments. And Strongbrook wasn't an allowed item.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a product or a service other than Strongbrook. So it was difficult for me for the first day and a half till I finally just let go of it and said, hey, this is what I'm doing and stuff. It was a lot of great information and good people. A lot of the people, most of the people there were Strongbrook persons.
Mm-hmm.
And
how many people were there about?
130
130
is what they.
Wow. That was awesome. Now, I heard that a Strongbrook employee's wife walked out with $30,000, 30 grand.
There was a lady there that did make $30,000.
Wow. That's cool.
I don't know if they ever actually said what it was she made the money on.
You know who the lady was? It's Nate Larson's wife.
Oh, awesome.
Who?
Nathan Larson's wife.
That's awesome.
Okay.
That runs out back with the coaching department. So what I heard, I heard this secondhand, but I heard that he had brought, his wife wasn't wanting to go. She decided last second to go. And Nathan Larson had previously gone up to Canada and went to this same event
In Calgary.
And then he came back and said, you gotta come. And she's like, I don't want to. She ended up coming and she sold a little bit what Wileen's probably gonna be talking about, which you're gonna see in a minute, but she sold some video production time. I guess that means she does creates videos for people, and she was selling her services to people, and she pocketed $30,000 at that event.
Wow, that's awesome.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
So and I don't know if I would have loved to have, if you were there, Dan, to see what your mind would have come up with too, but That to me would be neat. And I missed it because we went to California and we bought our tickets already, so we get to use them at a future
The one in
Laura Lingmeyer event.
towards the end of September is the next one in Salt Lake.
Oh, good. I won't have to wait long. I thought I might have to wait a while or go to Texas or something to attend it. But rumors had it that it was a really good event.
Yes.
There was quite a bit of for Strongbrook. It was a way that Laura Lingmeyer is merging her total machine into what Strongbrook is doing, and everything that was, everyone that paid to go to that event, all the volume that was raised in that was paid out in commissions. And then I guess they had some round tables that they were selling for people that were interested, and they sold several packages of up to like $25,000 a piece, something like that. And at least 3 people that I know of purchased that to go on to like get some real serious going on it. So the cool thing is when people do that, it's a commissionable sell through Strongbrook as well, as people upgrade and move further on their journey with Laura Lingmeyer's program. So that is a cool thing to know. As far as for us, because our biggest job that we have, whether we're talking Strongbrook Real Estate or Strongbrook Mentoring Network, we're talking how to connect with people and introduce them to this business. One good way we can introduce people to the business is by coming to live events like the symposium or the Pie Night at Wylene's or Chris Crone's home, grand openings. But the big key is, how do I just keep connecting with people, even if I'm connecting with people on my own? Or how can I do my own small event at my home and have like a little cottage meeting where I just invite people over and push a button on the computer and play, you know, a piece of one of the Mentoring Network's programs for people, whether it be on relationships, entrepreneurship, etc. But ways to introduce Strongbrook to the people, not just giving them the free app, but giving them the free app and more is introducing them to, you know, get a game plan. Let's talk real estate. That happened last week with Carl Keedy and Dan LeBaron, where they actually talked real estate to a guy, and the guy's like, well, let's sit down and talk. And we met, and he was, you know, in an hour interested, came over to the company, had a game plan, and he's signing up for a MAP PSA while he gets ready to do a one-house transaction. And just 48 hours before that, LeBaron was like going, this mentoring thing isn't up my alley, but the real estate. And he went out and talked, and results took place. And so even though when I say we, even though Strongbrook's not big on talking real estate as the primary focus of what they're doing, doesn't mean I can't, doesn't mean you can't. We can do whatever we want. And I know with Cheryl, you're a licensed agent now, and working at Keller Williams, you guys are doing events there, I think, every week still. So it's just tap into what's available. It's the big thing you want to drive home. Tap into what's available, and if nothing's available where you live, create something. There's a guy that is enrolled that lives in Texas and Chicago. He kind of goes back and forth. And I met him just through internet, social media. And he joined to get the free app. And then he started devouring it. And now he's taking it to a new level where he's coming in, wants to become a mentor, wants to move back to Chicago, open up a success center to drive all Strongbrook stuff, 100% of his focus. And he's about a month away from getting his ducks lined up so he can start that full-time effort. And he's moving to Chicago in December and going to be starting it up full-time as he fades out of another business. He's been in MLMs for years, and is writing a book right now with Jack Canfield. And it just takes someone that says, no one's doing anything, I'll just go do it, right? We know what that means. We've done that here, but there's nothing saying we can't continue to do that, even if you're in nowhere land and there's no other people on your team, or whether we're here and there's not big events for real estate, let's create one. So Jane and I are creating an event for real estate. It'll be in Salt Lake. I'm hesitant on the date still, but it's October, so it's a month away. But we're gonna do a big event where it's like a few hours. It's gonna be a total mindset and cash flow summit where we'll talk a little bit about the mindset of real estate, which is a way to introduce personal development, but it's going to be all about the mindset of becoming an investor, the mindset of becoming wealthy. And then we'll talk real estate, offer everyone to get a game plan, just like the old days when we wanted to just get that game plan and come talk to the company. And they'll leave with magazines, etc. So that's coming back just because I wanted to for me, so I'm gonna. And if anyone else wants to do the very same thing and you want to invite someone to come help, I'm totally available, even if it's out of the area. Be more than happy to. So today I thought it would be good to talk about and get some interaction from everybody on how you use your influence to get what you want in business, to get what you want out of life. And I wouldn't mind hearing from Juan in a minute too, if you don't mind coming up and sharing maybe your experience with Alex Day and the event you just put on, how that happened. I know you're a big key part of making that whole thing happen. And it wasn't strictly to help get people into Strongbrook, but there was a lot of stuff that happened. And I would love to hear an update if you're up to sharing it up in front of the camera. Is that okay? So we'll want to hear from you and want you to come up here. First though, I thought it'd be good to, does anyone have any upcoming events that they know of that they are doing that they want to share with anybody?
Well, we're doing, again, nobody was really doing real estate events, and we have people that are still interested in real estate. So we're doing a pie night at our house on September 18th. So it's a few weeks away. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you can just go to my Facebook page and click on events. It's in there and share it, whatever, use that. Pie night, so we'll be doing pie and also real estate presentation, but I have Rodney, my project manager, is going to come and talk about the hot markets. So from the coach's perspective. So it'll be a little bit more technical. He'll be there, to answer specific questions about what Strongbrook does and all of that. So yeah, anybody's welcome to come to that.
That'll be fantastic.
Is that going to be on the actual Strongbrook calendar also?
Yes, it's on the Strongbrook calendar right now. September 18th, it's at my house.
So that's a good point to make for those watching. Strongbrookcalendar.com is where you can find listed events. And you can also post your own events there through logging into your back office. Or just going to strongbrookcalendar.com and there's a login space to do that. That'll be awesome. We had Rodney do a grand opening for somebody that was,
cool.
He was their coach.
Uh-huh.
They did their grand opening. They invited him to come and speak.
Awesome.
And he spoke to like 30 people and he did fantastic.
Yeah.
So
He's
really good.
He's really passionate about it. So he shares really well.
In fact, you introduced me to a guy last week that had an old newspaper clipping from 2010, so 5.5 years old. And in the clipping was a big REIC spread about real estate, Chris Crone. And it was a huge full-page advertisement, and right in there was a picture of Rodney Beecham. So he's been around for quite a while. You guys know he was friends with Chris Crone back in the day. They both lived in Seattle. They were like buddies in high school. So anyways, sidebar, but kind of cool. So I want to turn time over to you, Eileen, so you can kind of come up and she's got some unique things that she's done as she shares her influence, and she wanted to share it with us. So I just want to time right over to you. Just do what you want to do.
Thank you.
Take 3 hours.
Okay.
All
All right. Well, I jotted a couple things down as you're talking, because this was just kind of a last minute. I walked in the door and I was like, oh, I want to share that. And so I asked Gary and he said that was okay. As you're talking, I was thinking of 3 ways that you can use your influence. One is with your own testimonial. You each, because you're here, have some sort of a testimonial within Strongbrook, whether it be the real estate or the mentoring network or whatever. And so I'm going to just share with you. And again, I kind of did because nobody was doing it. And I felt like it needed to be done. And so I actually created a couple of videos, and they're on YouTube. And I'll tell you what the names of them are so you can just search them. And you're welcome to use them if you'd like. Right now in the description under YouTube, it has my link to go into my website. But as you're sharing it, you can just say, okay, when you finish watching this, just get back with me, or here's the link you want to click on when you finish watching. It's going to talk about a link to click on. This is the link you click on. So just know that, if they watch it and you don't tell them anything different, they'll click on my link. So
I should say, go.
yeah, I think I just need to, Okay, so you get that part going and I'll get this part going.
It'll catch you. There we go. And by the way, while she's loading that up, you can create a video, and even if no one watches it live, like I'm doing this right now, I post it on YouTube, right? And so people can see this anytime, and they see my name doing Strongbrook Training. What if you're at your own house and you're just making a video and you're just calling yourself, you could be Carl T.D. doing training on how to do whatever for Strongbrook, but just use your name and you use Strongbrook, put it together, you put it out there, it's on the internet, and people can find it. And that's one way just to establish your own credibility. It doesn't matter who's watching. It doesn't matter if anyone watches, because when one person watches and they see that, they might go, oh, this is maybe someone they're doing something. They got a video on YouTube. And that's how actually I found the guy in Texas that's moved to Chicago. I never met him, but he saw the IBD training videos on YouTube. That's honestly how we met. So you just never know.
Yeah.
So do something.
All right, so this is a 3-minute long video. So I'm gonna just hit play. And have you ever worked with a mentor or maybe considered hiring a coach? I have always loved personal development and have taken countless courses and read hundreds of books over a 30-year stretch. But honestly, I had no idea what I was missing. Really, I thought I was fine, but then I had a wake-up call, and it was obvious that I was still missing something. Hey, I'm Wyling Benson, and my mentoring journey began with a heart attack. Most people don't move or change until they come to a crossroads or have a reset or a wake-up call. Well, a heart attack was my wake-up call. Over the next 2 years, I invested over $50,000 into private mentors and education that was specific to me and my needs. I'll share a few of the details of what this level of mentoring created for me, and I'll also share a way that you can receive the same level of mentorship for free. When my doctor told me that my heart would be working at 40% capacity for the rest of my life, that wasn't acceptable to me. I didn't know how to heal a broken heart, so I hired a couple of mentors. I selected mentors targeting my physical healing and aligning my mind with the highest universal truths and the understanding laws of physics and energy. You can't get something like that at a seminar or on YouTube. I was struggling in other areas as well, and without going into too much detail, I had a heart working at 40% capacity, and that wasn't good enough for me. Low back pain that I'd been struggling with for 40 years, and that wasn't good enough for me. A 24-year strained relationship with my daughter wasn't good enough for me. Earning $14 per hour working a cold warehouse wasn't good enough for me. Being $1,800 in the hole every single month when I paid bills wasn't good enough for me. Through mentors, I learned to question everything that was not good enough for me. I learned the power of choice, and I learned that I have the freedom to choose. I learned the path to creating my perfect life. For me, my greatest and most trusted mentor is my higher source, God. And I now know that there are so many things available to me, and I just need to prepare myself to receive them. So here's where I get to tell you about how you can have this same level of mentorship for free. For nearly 3 years, I've been on the development team and beta testing of an amazing mentoring network that is now available to the masses literally for free. Virtually all of the mentors I worked with during that 2 years, plus hundreds more, are inside this vault of mentors called the Strongbrook Mentoring Network. Click the link below and you can have access to a selection of these mentors for free each and every month. No credit card required, just register for your free account and begin your mentoring experience right now. So is mentorship worth it? For me, absolutely yes. I now have a fully functioning heart. My back pain is completely gone. My daughter and I have a great relationship, and I now live an abundant and prosperous life. Everything I am and have is because of mentors. My challenge to you, now that you have access to this level of mentoring, don't wait for a heart attack or some other wake-up call. Click the link below. Take the first step in creating your perfect life. Okay, that is called Don't Wait for a Heart Attack. Okay,
Is your name tagged on that as well?
yeah, it's on my my YouTube channel. So Wileen Benson's YouTube channel. So you guys are welcome to use that if you want, but I just wanted to share that with you, that that's a way that I use my testimonial to have influence for other people. Now, as I was, doing this, I realized that I also, when I first started, there wasn't a free app. My journey started with the Conscious Creator book. And those who start with the Conscious Creator Kit have full access to everything. They get a 1 month, for their full access to the mentoring vault, and they can get 175 instead of 125. And there's a lot of different benefits for starting at the Conscious Creator Kit. So because that was so influential for me, and that's so much part of my story and kind of where I began, I decided to make a second video that encouraged people to start with the Conscious Creator Kit. So I'm going to show you that one as well. And it's 3 minutes also.
Magical thing about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Call a woman like Wileen a quick shifter. She has the ability to shift so rapidly and has developed such a consciousness to see all the internal weaknesses that she can clean out.
The first echocardiogram that I had showed that my heart was working at 40% capacity. The doctor, because it had been 6 weeks, told me that that was about all the improvement that I could expect. I finally really came to a realization that that wasn't good enough for me. I don't want to just live a normal life. I want to have an amazing life. Through working personally with Chris, learned these techniques, and my doctor not only had her staff give me a call, but she sent me a personal handwritten note and was amazed that my heart is almost normal. My husband's doctor recommended a book, The Conscious Creator by Chris Crone. He read the book, and after he read it, he was like, Wileen, I think you need to read this book. And I did, and it changed my life. All of those circumstances or situations were actually symptoms of a much deeper issue. This book affected me so much that I actually started personally mentoring with the author. The book, plus the transformational courses, has just been hugely instrumental in creating the life that I have now. Within 2 months after learning all of these tools, I was able to quit my full-time job, and now I work for myself. One of the things that I love the most now, after having my own journey over these last couple of years, is being able to turn around and teach that to other people. That's really where my love is being able to help other people to experience the same transformation that I was able to. To get started, there are actually several different options. One of them, and just the really easiest one, started for free. We have a free app. All you need to do is just register, and then you've got that available to you. Then another level up is to purchase the Conscious Creator Kit. I would love to work with anybody personally. That's one of the things that I love to do. There is information on my website, and if they are watching this on YouTube, then there will be a link in the description. You've got the link, or you can go back to the person that shared this video with you. Get on that Strongbrook Mentoring Network. And if I were you, I'd just bypass the free app and I would just jump right into the Conscious Creator Kit. That's where I started. That's where you're going to see the most benefit. I've been on this journey over the last couple of years. I know what the path is, and I also know where you're headed. And so I'm really excited to work with you, and I know what you're going to get. I know you're going to get some awesome things from this. So just take action and do it.
Okay, so just take action and do it, right? So any comments about that, about using your personal story, your testimonial to help other people?
How did you do that, Wileen? Did you have a professional help?
Thank
with
you.
that? Yeah.
Yes, I want to make sure I give credit to.
Yeah.
So apparently Nate Larson's wife does this.
Uh-huh.
Nate Woodbury, who is in
Okay.
the mentoring vault.
Uh-huh.
I hired him to help me put these videos together.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
you can contact him. He's local here. He's in Linden, I believe. Excuse me. And that's the next way that I would say that you can use your influence is your skills. You know, each one of us has skills, and that's why I do pie nights, because that's a skill that I have, and it's a way that I can gather people that is not necessarily just saying, come and listen to a presentation. You know, figure out what you're really good at and what you're gifted at, and what people, how you can influence, the way that you can influence people the best is something that you're really, really good at, and people look to you as the expert, as, you know, for your advice or whatever. And I'm known as a master pie maker, and so I use that, you know, to my advantage. I leverage it to be able to invite people to my house. So using skills. And then the other way that I see that I've just over this past weekend have seen is really, really powerful is to use other people talking about you. So you've got your own testimonial and your own skills that you can leverage, and then you can also leverage other people talking about you in a way that, you know, the social proof shows that you're really awesome. And I'm going to just share with you an example. Over this past weekend, I was in California at the same place, same event that Gary and Jane were at, and it was kind of a networking event. And so at the very beginning, I went around, you know, was meeting people, talking to people, exchanged a few business cards, and you know, getting to know some people. And it was good. And I had, you know, I probably met like maybe 5 or 6 people during the first half or 3/4 of the day. Really good contacts, you know, people that I can keep in touch with. And then towards the end in the evening, it was at David Fagan's house, and he gave some awards out. And Jane and I both received an award, and he brought us up and actually gave some social proof about each of us. He shared something about me, a volunteer position that I have helping the parolees from the Utah County Jail, and tie that into you know, to my brand and help people really see what I'm doing. And it was so amazing. After the next break, I think when we went to dinner, I was bombarded. I had so many people coming up to me and wanting to exchange cards with me. I didn't have to do anything. And so I came home with probably, you know, 3 times the number of cards that I would have if I had just relied on just me. Nobody knows who I am, you know, and I'm just trying to meet people, and I'm having to really put myself out there. This was a way, you know, when you have other people talking about you, that creates a lot of influence for you. And anyway, so that's another thing is, you know, let people know what you do. And even if you have to, like, say, you know, come and meet this person and really elevate me and tell me, you know, if you've got a friend that you can kind of do that for each other, that makes a big difference to have somebody else, and especially somebody who is perceived as an expert, to really elevate you. That's a huge way to increase your influence. So that's all I wanted to share, but thank you, Gary. Appreciate you giving me that.
So humanitarian award, right? Or 2015,
Yes.
right?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That is really, really
Really cool.
awesome. What's neat about that is when David Fagan's in his home and there's 240 people in his house.
Yeah, 248.
That's a lot of people to be in a home, right?
Wow.
And he serves salmon and steak to all of them. They all cooked it on the barbecue on the back patio. Like the patio is big enough that 150 people can be in the back patio at the same time, and 100 people meandering through the living room, the dining area, the kitchen, the great room. It's like unbelievable the way it's opened and laid out. But when he gets up there in front of everyone and brings you up with a plaque and an award, that triggers something in people's minds. And Roger Salam says this, if you can get introduced by someone of influence and you're being introduced by that someone, they're lending you, they're giving you all their credibility. And that goes a long ways, as you discover, right?
Yeah.
So that was interesting. And you did that with Nate Woodbury. You went and used his expertise to help you and promote you and your brand, which, by the way, I thought they were fantastic. They were really, really
Yeah, I
good.
think I did an awesome job.
And you might want to check with Nate because he does occasionally these little specials where he'll set up his camera in like one hotel at one place. And so they're going to be here all day. And people paid like, instead of a few $1,000 to do, I don't even know what yours cost, but to do it by yourself is a whole lot more. And other days he sets it up and like 30 people can come through and he'll give everyone the time to go up there, even talk on stage, and he does B-roll and A-roll, and he'll explain what that means. It's actually in the Mentoring Network, you can look it up. But it's really inexpensive to do it that way, which isn't what you did. You had them come out individually. But you could get the same effect on a bigger budget if you are interested in doing that. Just talk to Nate Woodbury. And is that Woodbury, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nathan, not Nate.
Nate,
Woodbury.
he goes by Nate.
He goes by Nate, okay. So you said something, you said I'm a master pie maker. So did Martha Stewart give you that title?
Heck no,
So
I
who,
think I'm more of a master pie maker than she is.
see, there you go, you're more of a master pie maker than her. So
She came to my house and learned.
did a cookbook company give you that title?
No,
Where did you get the title?
I think I created it myself and then everybody just started,
See that?
bought into
Yeah.
it. Yeah, you're right. Interesting.
I am a master pie maker.
Yeah.
I am an award-winning pie maker, yeah.
That was one of the things that they were emphasizing at the Laurel Langmeyer event, was that when you go to somebody, you say, I am an expert in,
Mhm.
and then you present what you're an expert in and
That is
go
awesome.
to sell your product.
I heard that 500 times at David Fagan's house by different people. Oh, my expertise is this. I'm an expert this. I'm an expert such and such. I'm an expert this and that. They all do it. So who's ever heard of Famous Dave's Barbecue?
Mhm.
Does anyone know that he has been given 75 awards for having the best barbecue sauce on the planet?
Wow.
And guess how many of them came from him and his company?
All of them?
75.
Oh my gosh,
That's
that's
the
awesome.
He gives himself an award every few months,
Wow,
and he markets that award.
Oh, that's great.
wow.
And you're like, brains a spinner.
It's all the perception.
What is Muhammad Ali known as?
Float like a butterfly.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. No one can beat Muhammad Ali, something like that, right?
Yeah.
He would say, I am the greatest.
Greatest, yeah.
I am the greatest in the world. I am the greatest. I was a kid who realized Muhammad Ali. I heard Muhammad Ali argue with Howard Cosell most of my childhood. And if you know who Howard Cosell is, or was.
Yeah.
And Muhammad Ali was the greatest fighter in the world. Who gave him that title? He did. Who believes it? The whole world believes it.
Well, he won a few times as well.
Yeah, you got it.
Yes.
You got it
He
back.
probably said that.
And he said it before he won it. He said it before he was known. You said it. I'm a master pie maker. I've never seen you on any cooking shows. But I believe,
I have won one pie making award.
see, you're an award-winning master pie maker. That is awesome.
I say that.
Just elevated you.
I just, there's things you can
have to
do.
back up your claims,
Yeah.
because she can make pies, you know? So, I mean, I could say I was a master pie maker, but if I didn't put any action behind it, then it's not gonna be too.
All you have to do is make pie
Yeah,
right?
yeah, right.
and have at least one person come back a second time. Right? Oh, anyway, just things to think about.
I'd be a little better. I mean, I couldn't call myself an inventor if I didn't really have a patent.
No, you can
Yeah.
still invent.
Yeah, you're an inventor.
You know,
You can
I
invent
have
every day.
credibility there.
So Dan, I was just thinking of you and Wiley was up here and this video was showing and you said you do pie night because it's something you love. I was imagining Dan Wolf getting a group together and doing like an inventor's
Workshop, yeah.
mastermind workshop. Just an inventor's workshop where you just help people that are up and coming that have ideas and you can kind of give them pointers. But my gosh, is that a perfect way to introduce people to the Mentoring Network and Kevin Harrington?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you're just using your own unique abilities and how you connect with people with what is your passion. And I see you when you get in your passion zone, like you're kind of oring it right now, but you'll go forever. I've seen you do it at your home or your neighbor's home, wherever we were. And I've seen you do it up here in front of the room. I see you do it at the expos, but I could just see you doing like this patent workshop. And what a perfect way to introduce the company to people, because they all want to know, they all love Kevin Harrington like you do. So food for thought. I mean, just ideas that come up. And you are an award-winning patent. Man, you brought things to market, sold them, and ball of wax.
Just because I didn't receive it right, you still are that guy.
Well,
You are that guy.
$12 million contracts with some.
$12 million contracts or
That's what
something.
I'm saying, you are that.
That's
guy.
right. So this is kind of what, when I say, what can we do to use our influence to connect with people? It could be making pies. It could be being a stand-up comedian, telling jokes. It could be whatever. I do YouTube videos. There was a reason that this wasn't the reason we did it, but by doing this training and posting these videos and live streaming them, we're creating an archive of Gary Norris, Jane Norris, and Strongbrook. They're in every title of every training we ever do, and eventually over time it kind of gets out there. And that was just, I didn't think that was a thing until things started happening. And I get contacted by some guy and who knows where that I'd never heard of before, and he's all over this whole idea, and he figures I must be, he probably is watching, so I am the best, but I don't know why he thinks that, right? No, it's like anyone can do this, and that's the kind of the neat thing about it. So Juan, I don't know if you don't mind coming up and kind of sharing your experience with what you did with Alex Day, the whole, take as much time as you want, but just give us a few minutes of your experience and what you did and how that tied into building you up and connecting you to more people and growing your business. Do you mind?
No.
All right.
Well, hello everybody, and my name is Juan Moreno. I'm an expert in creating.
Woo!
I'm not going to say exactly what I'm creating, but I'm creating. I'm probably the other version, the Latino version of Dan Wolf. What we had in our event with Alex Day was great. Was a good experience because it was my first event putting for Alex Day. He was doing these events for over 7,500 events already, and that's my first, and kind of like a little stress because it was too short time to create it. But we really happy with our results. We have over 120 people there in the event. And one of the purpose for Alex to be here in Utah was for him to talk to the executives of the company and meet them. And we met before the event in Salt Lake City in Sandy, and well, he liked it. He liked a lot what the real estate is, and he looks like he's very interested to promote that part and invested in. One thing that I noticed, for his experience and his friend's experience, he didn't believe too much in real estate, but now I think he does, because Steve Earle explained was an excellent job that they did when they talked to him. And also the vision that he captured, the vision, because when he was growing, he was adopted, and he was listening 2 hours a day for personal development. And he was forced to listen. He doesn't speak English in that time, and all was in English. Then his foster parent forced him to make a resume every time that he was listening to maybe, let's say, Ziegler, and he was listening also to Liz Brown. And when he noticed that Liz Brown is part of our mentoring network, he loved that part. And when then that afternoon in the event, he was willing to share with the people, the crowd there, about he is part of this the Strongbrook network, thing that he didn't done it before, because he he got probably 3 months that he was part of the Strongbrook because he was willing to donate the 26 programs that he got in Spanish. He is one of the ones that is the #1 motivational speaker in for the Latino community, and he was willing now to share. And for a blessing, a huge blessing we had that day was the same day that the app was released. I mean, was actually they announced it the day before, and when we met him here in the office, the app wasn't available yet, and suddenly Stephen Miller was ensuring that it's going to be live by that night, and before at the event we get it live, and he shared his invitation code in the event, and I think it's around 30 to 40 people downloaded and activated right there.
Awesome.
That was a great thing to see and to the growth. Now I received a text message from him. He was in Panama, and he said he's to start sharing Strongbrook there. It doesn't matter, we didn't open Panama yet, and he said he's going to do the same thing in Nicaragua. He was there last week, and he was this weekend in New York. Of course, he got his code, invitation code. He started promoting Strongbrook, and with that, I'm inviting you. You know Hispanics, you know Latinos, and we really need this. We really need the mentoring network. We really need to change our culture, our habits. And I invite you. You extend this invitation to them. If they download it or not, at least they're going to hear Strongbrook. Strongbrook. And if we spread this name, we're going to get used to it. And people is going to say, well, I'm going to download it. And now what this experience left me with the Alex Day, he is planning to come back pretty soon. And one thing that one of his specialties is in closing. He's an expert in sales. He's going to do this with the Hispanic community. He speaks very well English, but he does all his materials in Spanish. Then don't feel threat. But he got his own market, and of course, it's going to help us to grow this big when we are opening. I think one of the future and sooner goals from Strongbrook is to have it in Spanish. And we already got content in the vault. We got 10 programs. I'm in charge to bring the other 16 programs from Alex Day live to have the programs. And I encourage you, just share with Hispanics. And it doesn't matter, it's not right now available. Well, if they live in the United States, they got to learn English anyway. Then it's a good start.
So you're just right now where you're talking about is you can share your influence because of the language that you speak, the culture that you're familiar with. So your community having, you have influence within a certain niche of people, and we all have that as well. Everybody has their own little community.
Yes, that for me, being part of the Strongbrook is I really want to extend this to the Hispanic community because it's a need. And one thing that is not easy, especially because the difference of culture, but I think it's a challenge right there. And right now that we got the #1, like you, Tony Robbins, we got our Tony Robbins, Hispanic Tony Robbins, that is Alex Day. I think it's a great value. He mentioned that he's going to bring other ones, like Carlos Cuauhtémoc Sanchez, that you guys don't know, but he's good. 30 years of career, and he was intending to bring somebody else, but unfortunately just last week passed away.
Oh.
He got his name is Miguel Ángel Cornejo, and he was Alex Day mentioned him one time with me, like he's the #1 in Mexico.
Oh, wow.
But this guy got a heart attack, 69 years old. And unfortunately, that happened just last week. But was another person that Alex was thinking to bring into the vault. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to. But anyway, it's a legacy that they are leaving. And we're going to see forward to bring more material. And of course, every one of you can leverage from when we open worldwide. And the experience, I really appreciate it. It's a blessing for me to know Alex, like what Lynn was saying, and I think right now, if somebody else introduces part right now with that 120 people that were there, many of them I already got contact, but many don't know me. And because Alex today was mentioning, yeah, he is helping me just putting this together. We contact him and we want to do the next event and all that stuff. Just this gave a little more of credibility in what I'm doing. And I'm looking forward also to make this happen. I don't know.
Thank you. Awesome. Just what I wanted to hear. That's an expert right there. Fantastic. So I knew that I didn't realize he was coming up to this event, that you coordinated the whole event, until like 2 days before the event. I thought he was coming up for something else and that you were just trying to plug into Strongbrook a little bit, and you did the whole thing. So good job for you. That's awesome. So he is like the Tony Robbins for the Latino community. Everyone knows him. And yeah.
That shows a lot of influence for Alex Day to come because Juan invited him. I mean, that shows that you have a lot of influence.
Yeah, very, very true. So what do you have, whether it's pie, inventing, Hispanic connections, what is it within you that you can use to serve and to help you get what you need? And what you need is to help people find this program, because this program can bless their life. And not only does it bless their life, but it blesses everyone's wallet along the way, which blesses your life. So it's a full service deal. It's just it's a good circle that spins. Any comments or questions, or anyone with other ideas that they would wish to share? I should wish to share as if I was Hispanic. Wish to share. So this week is Limitless. Anyone going to Limitless?
Yes.
Which is again, that's good. It should be fantastic. It is actually the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So it's not Saturday, because this is the Labor Day weekend. Yes, Labor, not Memorial. So it's Thursday, it's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Oh, Wednesday, Thursday.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And it is in Provo at the Marriott. And I heard today that the next one that's in October will not be free. There will never be a free one again. And today, this one is free. You can bring a guest for free.
And it is oversold.
It is overbooked.
Yeah.
The room only holds so many, and so this should be fantastic. But I've got people driving me down from Idaho that are coming down to this, and first time I've ever gone out and invited all of my siblings to anything. Strongbrook is sponsored. And I told them, this is just something that it's not Strongbrook. This is just as empowered. This is Limitless, sponsored by Strongbrook, but it's just how to get the best out of your life. And I just encourage you to invite people to come, still register, livebigseminar.com, and drive 3 states if you have to, fly if you have to, for those that are watching. But just be here. I mean, good grief, we took off and go to California. It's a 10-hour trip just to go for a 7-hour deal and drive all the way back. There's just some things you do when you know you need to do it. And highly encourage everyone to be there and to have guests be there. So with that, you guys are all freaking awesome.
So are you, Gary.
Turn it off.